Assalamu alaikum, namaste, welcome back to my channel. Today I am showing you my all makeup palette, mean to say eyeshadow palette collection, and get started. The first eyeshadow palette I bought was this. You can see it. It almost satin and glittery palette. I really like this. Shade is like this. The darker one is I can say darker one is pigmented, but the lighter one, like a rose gold, golden, it's not as pigmented as nowadays, and it costs around 1050, right? 1050. You can easily opt another ones as the price of it. Next, I bought this. It is also from Makeup Revolution, and its name is Neutral and Neutral palette. And it actually I got it broken, but the pigmentation and lot pigmented color, even the glitter ones and the matte too. It is cost around 1350. That is little expensive, but its quality is up there, and I really like this palette a lot, but I got it broken. That's why I have missing few shades here and here. Otherwise the remaining one is so much prettier. Eyeshadow, ultra eyeshadow in variant of flawless matte, and it's all matte and brownie type of shades. I really like it a lot, and the formula is such a pretty soft. You can see it has so much pigmentation, the darker one, and a bad thing or almost similar color, you can see that the sum of shades like these shades is somehow similar, and these two shades and these shades are somehow similar. That's why it's not good, like it's not good for creating a look. It only create a smoky eye, otherwise it doesn't create a lot of different look, because it don't have a different variety of color and vibrant color. So 2000 something, right? 2000 and something, I don't remember as much. And it is Makeup Revolution, and its collaboration with British beauty blogger, and its name is Fortune Faves the Brave palette. And I really enjoy the palette because it have a lot of different color. Otherwise the neutral shades, it have like these brown shade. It is here a neutral one. There has it have a plum shade here, and there has a little pinky beige type shades, and there have all brown, like greenish and bluish shade. It have a pretty much a good variety of shade. You can see it, and its pigmentation is such a pretty. I use this palette a lot. It's looking like new. You can see it's so pigmented product, and it's so blendable and so buttery soft, and it's create a lot beautiful look with it, and I really enjoy it a lot. Got it from Pakistan. It's almost all the shades are shimmery except these three larger one, that is the blush. You can use it as eyeshadow also, and it's you have to remove the first layer to make it work. You can say it's pigmented. It's smell like powderish, some powder product, and that is that I got it from the local market of Pakistan. My sign Pisces palette from Makeup Revolution as 3 centimeter circle like, and this tiny product cost 850, and it have a 2 brow product. Some it is written like brow wax or eyeshadow base. In carton it like written as brow primer, but in the another the small paper that it given on that said that it is brow product, I don't know. And its highlighter is so pigmented, and it have some golden with the green aspect. You can see it, golden with green aspect, and these colors are too pigmented, but it is not as flawless that as compared to another Wet n Wild Rose in Air, and I use this palette a lot. It have almost every shade is matte except these two. This is little, you can say, those so pigmented and buttery soft formula, and it is little, it have a little fallout, I can say, but the price it is that is workable. It costs around only 500, and it costs only 500 that have a pretty much good tan shade. I really like this palette a lot, and these two shades are the wearable 3 color shade. I really like it. It is my favorite palette from Makeup Revolution because of this pretty color. I really like these two shades from it, and this shade, the matte, are so pigmented, and I really like these 3 shades. Like this one is it is such a flawless colors, and this costs around 1150. That is reasonable price for the quality it have. It is such a pretty quality, and I really like this formula and this palette. I really enjoy this palette a lot, and will always gravitate towards this palette a lot. It's have a 9 eyeshadow and 2 larger pen that I use this as eyeshadow and highlighter itself, and it is pretty incredible. It's named the palette, and it is Nika K 9 pen palette, and its name is Birthday Cake, and it is the dupe of Huda palette, electric palette, and it have such a pretty pigmented. It's little sheer than, but it is workable. I use this palette today to creating this eye makeup, but I really enjoy it a lot, and its formula is it is true pigmented product, and it blend a good on eyes. I really like it a lot, and I have a 2 of variant also. The 2 or this another is Apple Poison. That is such a pretty palette. I really like this palette color because of this shimmery colors. I really like this shimmery shades. That is such a pretty shades. You can say it is red tone shimmery colors, and I really like it a lot. And it have 4 mattes, and remaining 5 is glitter, shimmer, or glitter something, but I really like it. And this is such a pretty pigmented product. I really like it a lot. The palette is Under the Sea, and it's have a this is true pigmentation, and wow, and mattes are too pigmented. I really like it a lot. Is Makeup Revolution Unicorn Unite palette, and it is same packaging as the neutral and neutral palette, but it have a little glossy finish on over, and its name is Salvation Palette Professional Eyeshadow Palette. And I look little untouched. I only use one, and it have a pretty these type of shades. These two are matte and these two are shimmery, and it is true pigmented. Say that it is bad palette or it is worst palette, but the cost it is 1350. That is little much for the palette, but its quality is up mark, and I use this palette pretty while, and I enjoy this palette. The drawback that it is little powdery or it creates a lot of fallout, but the formula it has is the buttery soft formula, and the pan size is little larger than the before that we created the palettes. Actually, the some of the palettes that I shown before that that was the before it launched around last year, but it is the last year or 2018 something. But I really enjoy it, and it have a how much it is 515 colors, and it have a almost, except these two are the I can say shimmery and glittery, and this is like a topper. It is transparent green spectral shimmery particle, and it is transparent only. It shows the shimmer, otherwise it transparent, and it's look wet on eyes, except these two. Otherwise all the shades are matte and pretty variable shade, and I really enjoy these like mustard shades and these brown type tone shades. I really like it a lot, and this pen size little pretty much bigger than the usual one, and it costs around 850. That is now it 950. Somehow the price is raised, but when I bought this last year it is 850, or I don't know, it remains same. But you get different variant of this palette, and it is the iconic division palette. I really enjoy it. That I will recommend the some palette you should get it. The first palette is this, because this Makeup Revolution Reloaded Iconic Division palette, because of the matte shade it have, and I will go this the Pretty Incredible palette too, because these two shades it have a pretty shimmery shades, and like you can use it to make a good eye colors, and it's good for the blending shades or something, to create adapt with pairing these two shades make a perfect combo. Have a little of green and green shades, so it can work, and it have a little corally shade that it also work. The girls who don't wear a pop-up shade also get this palette because of the quality it have. It is little have a little more fallout as compared to regular palettes, but the cost and the quality it have, it is such a pretty incredibly priced palette, and it is pretty decent palette for the beginners and for the professional one, because of this have all warm tone shades, and it have this cool and warm transition shade also, and it costs around 500 each. It have a pretty good pigmentation and pretty shimmery shades also. I really enjoy this palette also. You easily love this palette because of the quality and the price, and sometimes in sale you easily get this palette under 200 rupees or around 250 or only. I don't recommend this palette because this size is such a tiny, and you need to use another color some like palette to make a work, because it don't have a pretty much every shade. These two are the not as pigmented to use as the eyeshadow, it is only the brow colors, that's why it gives less pigmentation color, and the price is only for the sake of these 4 shades. The price, I say that you have to skip it. I bought it 2017 something, but I can say this palette, that time it was such a pretty palette, but now it is not as I can say these 5 shades or these shades are much pigmented, but it don't have any matte shade as, and this shade is not as like vibrant, or it doesn't show as much on skin. That's why I can say you better skip it, and you get a good palette less than or even half the price of this. Don't think I should recommend this palette, because you easily got this reloaded palettes. It has different colors also. In the price of this, in like it costs 850 and this costs 2000, so you better get these 2 or 3 in some time in the sale in the price of this, and it have somehow same quality as that. And even this was a lot older palette, I can say, but I really enjoy it. Skip this palette also. It have so pretty shade and so transition shade, but for the sake of other brightness or other shade, you have to use another palette. For the shimmer or something, you have to use another palette. That's why you better skip it. You get like that iconic palette, or I can say Wet n Wild palette that have a same color like this, because you don't use a lot of these shades. Like you only need 1 or 2 shades for like crease and depth, so you usually get in Wet n Wild.